Hi Lion Bolt Kingdom, I'm back with another writing video, all about publishing your novel. If you missed my previous video overviewing the writing and editing process, you can check that out here, but let's get into it. Once again, I'm Lion Bolt, author of the YA Urban Fantasy and Mystery Series Detective King, bringing you content on writing, art, selling at conventions, and being an independent creator. So I should start by saying that my experience is with self-publishing. I've not gone through the traditional publishing process yet, so I'll start by going through the differences so you can see what makes sense for you. Then I'll devote the rest of the video to the specifics of self-publishing. If you want more info on the traditional process, at least for now, I would direct you to other sources. Self-publishing versus traditional publishing. So once upon a time, the only way to release a book was to have it published by a publishing company. This is done first by querying for a literary agent, writing query letters to get agents interested in you and your work. Then from there, the agent's job is to get a publishing house to buy your novel. It's a difficult process, and even if you get published, you have to share royalties with your publisher, and still aren't guaranteed success. However, these publishers have reputations associated with them, as well as resources, so they have an easier time getting books in stores and on bestsellers lists. I went the self-publishing route because it's far easier, and you as the author get to control the whole process. That's a lot of work in its own way, and being totally on your own has its own pitfalls. You don't have the reputation or the resources of a traditional publisher, for instance, and so it can be a lot more difficult to sell books and to stand out. But it's also increasingly becoming a viable option for authors to get their work out there, especially in the early stages of a writing career. So there's two ways to self-publish: going directly to retailers like Amazon, iTunes, Barnes & Noble, etc., or going through an aggregator like IngramSpark or Draft2Digital, which distribute to a bunch of different retailers, all from one place. There's advantages to both, and you can do both. For Detective King, I first published with Kindle Direct Publishing, and I still have the ebook version exclusive to Amazon. That allows it to be enrolled in KDP Select, which makes the book available in the Kindle Unlimited subscription service, so I'm paid by page read on Kindle Unlimited. So in theory, if someone were to read the book twice on Kindle Unlimited, I'd get paid twice as much. KDP Select also lets me do countdown deals where I can temporarily put the ebook on sale, and I can do free promotions where it's temporarily free, which can be a great marketing tool. For the paperback edition, the book is printed to order, referred to as print on demand, through KDP's printers, so any book I sell at a convention was actually printed by Amazon. I order them in batches of 20 to 30 as needed, all printed in the US. I think you can check where on one of the back pages. I like KDP's quality. I've yet to have any problems, but I hear from some people to avoid ordering too much in bulk. The more you order at once, the higher chances of damaged copies. The paperback edition is also published with IngramSpark, an aggregator that can do printing and distribute to a number of retailers for you for a small cut of royalties and $49 registration fee per title. The strengths of an aggregator is that it's less work for you, and IngramSpark distributes to international retailers and libraries as well. Libraries and retail bookstores won't touch something from Amazon because they're in direct competition with each other. So using a service like Ingram opens you up to these opportunities. So if you want to be in retail bookstores and libraries, or if you're really pressed for time, I do recommend you use an aggregator like IngramSpark. However, if you don't care about those, I honestly wouldn't bother, since most of those other online stores aren't going to bring in too much extra money unless you really put effort in pursuing them and marketing on them. I would add, however, that if you are writing a children's book or something with a lot of illustrations, it might be worth looking into IngramSpark's printing service because they have different trim size options than Amazon does, and they have their premium color option, so it might be a good option for a book with a lot of pictures in it. I helped publish a children's book last year, and we used IngramSpark because they had the print size, the trim size that we needed for it, and the end result looked pretty good. I was happy with it. In any case, I would recommend not using an aggregator for ebooks. If you want to go wide with your ebook, it's better to cut the aggregator and their cut of the royalties out of the equation and just go to each of the individual retailers: Amazon, iTunes, Google Books, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. The process is pretty simple on each of those platforms. You just have to do each of them individually, and if you ever make a change, you have to change the book on each of those platforms, which can be time consuming. So how does it actually work? It's pretty easy, honestly. It's free to publish on KDP and just about any other ebook retailer. Once you have your manuscript ready, download the Kindle Create app on your computer that lets you convert the files into an ebook format. For a paperback or hardcover, you'll just upload a PDF. As you set up, you'll upload the manuscript file and cover file. For paperback, it has to be formatted properly to fit the book front, side, and back. KDP has a handy template, and so does IngramSpark, and I think Draft2Digital. You also write the description, choose categories and keywords. You can only pick 2 categories at the beginning on Amazon, but they don't actually list all of them, and later on you can add more categories by sending a quick message to their support team. I'll link a helpful Kindlepreneur video on it in the description, since I don't think I could add much beyond what he covers in it. For keywords, you can do research to see where your book fits and what is most searched. I used Publisher Rocket, an app from Kindlepreneur. It's a decent investment, if nothing else, because it helps streamline a lot of this process and helps you pick keywords, categories, and add keywords that give your book a better chance. You can publish right away or start with a pre-order period. I don't have the data yet to advocate one or the other for my books. If you go Amazon exclusive for the ebook, make sure to check Enroll in KDP Select. You'll then set prices. In the US, ebooks must be at least $2.99 to receive royalties at 70%. On Amazon, anything below you would get 30%. I like to make little adjustments for the international prices to make the prices look cleaner instead of the default conversions, but that's up to you. For paperback, the royalty rate is 60% with KDP. On IngramSpark, it's 65 to 70%. But when distributing to stores and such, you need to think about retail discount rates. That's the discount retailers get on the wholesale price to stock your book. This is between 30 and 55%, though for a self-published book, most any retailer won't look at it unless it's 55%. So that's a big chunk out of your profit margin to get into retail stores and libraries. Last cost to consider is ISBN, International Standard Book Number. Kindle ebooks don't need them. They instead are assigned an ASIN number. But if you want to go wide with your ebook, it might be a good idea to get one. For print books, you must have an ISBN for each format, so paperback gets one and hardcover gets one. While both Amazon and IngramSpark can give you free ones, it's considered better practice to purchase your own. It cements your ownership of the title and is essential if you want to get the book in retail stores and libraries. Each country has a different service that gives them out, and in Canada it's free. But for the rest of us, you have to pay a service. Bowker in the US and Australia, Nielsen in the UK and Ireland. Ingram and KDP have pretty good discounts for ISBNs, and you don't actually have to finish setup on your book on IngramSpark to take advantage of their better discount. And it might be a good idea to buy in bulk because it's at a cheaper rate when you buy 10 at a time. So if you plan on releasing several books, that might be a good strategy to use. Once everything's set up and ready to go, all that's left is to spread the word through marketing, which is a huge topic in itself. Part of my marketing is right here on this channel. Part is convention appearances. Part can be ads and email marketing. The list goes on. I hope you have some new insights into publishing, what goes into getting your work out there, and some of the costs you might expect. If you've got questions, comments, and if you like content like this, let me know in the comments. This channel is just starting up, so I appreciate all new subscribers and likes. Thank you for watching. Now go out and create something magical today.